sorry about that. And we have with us a special guest, a guest who I would like to introduce to my audience this morning as my granddaughter, Miss Alana McLaughlin. And of course, McLaughlin, let me welcome you to the show this morning, Alana, and tell you how delighted we are to have you here, and to let our audience know that it is indeed a privilege that we are able to have you with us this morning, because for the last 2 years, you've been over my shoulder and almost insisting that somehow Pawpaw, as you refer to me, provide a situation that will allow you to sit in that seat. And I think over the last couple of years that I've seen you develop to such an extent that I've felt comfortable in a real sense in introducing you to my audience, which I've had for the last 28 or 29 years. And they are familiar with what we do here, but I can assure you that they've never seen a young person as young as you on Comments with Dr. James Haney this morning. So let's, this morning, Alana, open up our show by having you to give us some information about your family life, some information about your school, information about your church, and perhaps then talk about African-American women in history as well as others. Now, let's talk, Alana.
Well, my name is Alana McLaughlin. I am 8 years old, and I go to Glen Enhanced Option School.
Very good. And in addition to going to a Glen Option School, why don't you tell me something about your family?
Well, my mother is Cheryl L. Haney. My father is Michael L. McLaughlin. My grandmother is Mildred J. Haney, and my grandfather is Dr. James E. Haney.
Very good. And of course, you also quite recently had a tragic situation in your family in reference to your grandmother. Why don't you say something about your departed grandmother for us?
Well, my grandmother was named Louise McLaughlin. She recently passed, and she will always be loved and missed. Very
good. And of course, we're glad to have you to sort of represent her, because I think what you're talking about, what you'd like to talk about this morning, also includes your school. You're 8 years old, and you've attended a number of schools since you started school. And why don't you talk about the first school that you attended during the preschool, and perhaps say something about the first, second, and third grade. And you might say something about that